So Sarah Huckabee Sanders, the White House press secretary, spoke to the Christian Broadcasting Network. And boy, oh boy, did she decide to take after her father in this interview. Now, you'll notice the graphic I put over my left shoulder here. That's a real painting, by the way. Somebody actually made that and thought, like, yes, representing reality. God is working through Trump. Jesus is working through Donald Trump. Yes. I mean, it's stunning that there are people who believe that, but there are. One of those people, in fact, is Sarah Huckabee Sanders. So in the interview with the Christian Broadcasting Network, she said, and I quote, "I think God calls all of us to fill different roles at different times, and I think that he wanted Donald Trump to become president. And that's why he's there. And I think he has done a tremendous job in supporting a lot of the things that people of faith really care about." God chose Donald Trump to be president. So this is not fiction. This is real life here. This could have been in a documentary, according to Sarah Huckabee Sanders. That's what's going on. Now, to be fair, I don't know if she really believes it, or if she's just stroking her boss's ego. But there's a decent chance she believes it, because look at who her dad is. Her dad, without question, is a theocrat and believes that he's doing God's work on this earth. In fact, Mike Huckabee once said, this is not a joke, we should get rid of the Bill of Rights and replace it with the Bible, replace it with the Ten Commandments. These are the same people who would rail against Iran or rail against Muslim fundamentalists because of Sharia law. We don't want religion taking over politics, unless, of course, it's our religion, in which case we think it's awesome. Listen, if that's who your God chose to be president, your God is dumb as a motherfucker. Seriously. Because, I mean, just to give a few examples here, just to give a few facts, 7 million people have lost their health insurance under the Trump administration as a direct result of his executive orders, which have shivved Obamacare on the side. Now, Obamacare was not the best reform. We know Medicare for All is, but Obamacare was a step in the right direction. He is trying to destroy Obamacare, and in the process, 7 million people lost their health insurance. Is that a policy that Jesus Christ would support? Would he support any action which would take health insurance away from 7 million people? Would he do that? I would guess not. I would guess not. Would Jesus Christ increase drone strikes 432%, as Donald Trump has done, and massively tick up the number of civilian deaths, and change the rules of engagement, by the way, to make it so that you care less about civilians? Is that something Jesus Christ would do? Would Jesus Christ pass a tax bill that guts the estate tax and makes it so that rich people get a massive tax break, and the only tax breaks that go to regular folks expire, but the ones on the rich and corporations are permanent? Is that a bill that Jesus would sign? Is that something Jesus would be in favor of? Would Jesus be in favor of a family separation policy at the border? Would Jesus even be in favor of borders? Serious question. Would he? I mean, my guess is no. Everything that's in the Bible about immigrants, aka sojourners in the Bible, all of it is hippy-dippy, lovey-dovey shit, where he's like, oh, treat them like your brother, allow them in your house, et cetera, et cetera. So, and the list goes on and on, man. I mean, the number of Republican policies that are in direct contravention of Jesus' message, that list is endless. Look at what they've done with the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. They've gutted the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, which returned $12 billion to defrauded Americans. Now, Jesus went after the money changers, as they called them. That's the modern-day equivalent of Wall Street. Trump serves Wall Street. He had Goldman Sachs all throughout his administration. The idea that they've deluded themselves to the point where they think that their hippy-dippy God, Jesus in most of his moods in the New Testament, that guy would support Trump. You know, hey, maybe, if your God is real, which he's not, but if he was real, maybe he would have supported a Jewish candidate who cares deeply about the poor and wants to end war. If only we had a candidate like that who had run in 2016. If only.